Hello and welcome to my channel Happy Hours. In my last video I discussed about the Anglo-Mysore Wars where I mentioned about the rise of Hyder Ali and about his diplomacy. I discussed about the four Anglo-Mysore Wars and about the death of Tipu Sultan in the fourth war, and the Mysore was given to Wadiyars. In this video I am going to discuss about the Tipu Sultan's work in detail and about the rise of Marathas after the death of Shivaji as Peshwas, and how it came to an end in the third battle of Panipat with Abdali, and about the last brave Peshwa who was named at Madhav Rao, his death and aftermath. So what are we waiting for? Let's start with the discussion on Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was also known as the father of modern Mysore. He was also known as Shere Mysore or Tiger of Mysore. He was pioneer of rocket artillery. Despite being a monarch, he inspired by the value system of republicanists. He believed that a king should act as a wish of the people. He supported French Revolution. He admired the French revolutionary ideas of equality, liberty and fraternity. He planted tree of liberty at Srirangapatnam. He became member of Jacobean Club in order to express the solidarity with the republican ideas. He introduced modern calendar based on Gregorian system, that is January, February, etc. And modern weight and measurement was also adopted by him. He established diplomatic relations with Iran, Turkey, Burma and France. He maintained secular nature of state. He generously donated funds for reconstruction of Sharda temple and appointed many Hindus on top administrative posts. Tipu Sultan and his father Hyder Ali used their French-trained army in alliance with the French in their struggle with British and in Mysore's struggle with other surrounding powers against the Maratha, Sira and the ruler of Malabar, Carnatic and Travancore. He became the ruler of Mysore upon his father's death in the year 1782 during the Second Anglo-Mysore War. He negotiated with British in the year 1784 with Treaty of Mangalore. He remained an enemy of British East India Company. He initiated an attack on British allied Travancore in 1789. In Third Anglo-Mysore War, he was forced to sign Treaty of Srirangapatnam. By this, he lost a number of previously conquered territories, including Malabar and Mangalore. In the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, a combined force of British East India Company troops supported by the Marathas and Nizam of Hyderabad defeated Tipu. He was killed on 4th May 1799 while defending his stronghold on Srirangapatnam. Next, we are discussing about Marathas, who were next to Mysore. Shivaji was the founder of autonomous Maratha state. It was a rebellious state against Mughal. He created an administrative system which was known as Ashtapradhan, and there were 8 ministers in this council, such as Peshwa, Majumdar, Sare-Naubat, Vakya-Navis, Sur-Navis, Sumant, Pandit Rao and Nyayadhish. Peshwa was Prime Minister, Majumdar was Finance Minister, Sare-Naubat was known as Defence Minister. Vakya-Navis is the Department of Correspondent, or we can say Information and Broadcasting Department. Sur-Navis was Internal Security and Home Ministry. Sumant for Foreign Department. Pandit Rao Cultural Department, and the last one is Nyayadhish for the Judiciary. After the death of Shivaji, Peshwa became de facto ruler of the state. Maratha Chhatrapati lost at the background somewhere, and the first powerful Peshwa was Balaji Vishwanath, 1713 to 1720. He started his career as a revenue officer. He was very influential. He helped Sahuji, so Chhatrapati Shahu gave him the title of Sena Karte, that is, maker of army. In 1713, he was made Peshwa. He is known as the second founder of Maratha state. During the time of Balaji Vishwanath, the power of Maratha was demonstrated in all directions. During his time, Maratha were the strongest successor of Mughal as well as strongest challengers to British. So Maratha was considered as most powerful state at the time to compare to Mughal also. At that time in Delhi, Farrukhshir was Mughal ruler and he was puppet in the hands of Sayyid brother. Balaji Vishwanath concluded a treaty which was known as Treaty of Delhi in 1719 with Mughal, and the conditions were Maratha got right to collect Chauth in entire Deccan, and Maratha will help Mughal against any external aggregation. Means Balaji Vishwanath indirectly influence on Mughal. After his death, Balaji Rao first came. He ruled from 1720 to 1740. He was greatest exponent of guerrilla warfare after Shivaji. He believed in Hindu Padshaahi, means Hindu imperialism, Maratha imperialism. He was influenced by Masthani. Regarding Mughals, he said, "Let us strike on root. Branches will fall themselves." He was having the dream to expand the Maratha Empire from Cuttack, Orissa to Attock, Multan, Sindh. In 1739, invasion of Nadir Shah took place. Maratha did not help Mughals. In the Battle of Karnal, the battle was in between Nadir Shah and Mughal king Muhammad Shah Rangila. Mughal lost the battle and became more weak. Nadir Shah take away the peacock throne and Kohinoor with him. After his death, Bajirao came into existence. He became the ruler. He ruled till 1740 to 1761. In his time, Maratha Empire was transforming into a confederacy in which individual chiefs such as Holkar, Sindhia, Bhosle of Nagpur kingdom became more powerful. In 1761, Afghanistan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali or Durrani attacked India. This war is also known as the Third Battle of Panipat. It was in between Ahmad Shah Abdali and Maratha. Now let us understand what was the cause of Third Battle of Panipat. Mughal ruling system became very weak. Therefore, invasion from northwestern India has started. Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded over India many times. He reached as far as Mathura. In 1761, Maratha decided to take on Abdali as it was a big chance for them to prove that Maratha is in the real savior of India. Then only they can get the throne of Delhi. Maratha had concluded treaty with Mughal in which there were the certain conditions. First, Maratha will save Mughal from all external danger. Maratha will collect the Chauth of entire northwest. This treaty brought Maratha in direct conflict with Abdali. Maratha and Abdali had territorial dispute. Maratha claimed till Sindh, where Abdali claimed till Punjab. So, from Sindh to Punjab there was a territorial dispute. The governor of Abdali in Punjab was removed by Bajirao. In a revenge, Abdali invaded over India. Peshwa Balaji Bajirao constituted huge Maratha troops under the leadership of Vishwas Rao and Sadashiv Rao. Maratha troops came from Maharashtra to Haryana. Ahmad Shah Abdali was better military general than Vishwas Rao. Therefore, Maratha power was defeated. It was not only the defeat but a massacre of Maratha in which Vishwas Rao and Sadashiv Rao lost their lives. The retreating Maratha soldiers were beaten by Jat, Sikh and Rajput. Even Bajirao also died in this battle. According to Jaddunath Sarkar, there was not a single house in Maharashtra who did not lose their kinsmen in this war. Now let us understand the significance of Panipat, or we can say the Third Battle of Panipat. This battle did not decide who is going to rule India, but it had decided who is not going to rule, means the Marathas. The ultimate beneficiary of this battle was English. Next came the Madhav Rao, who was Peshwa for 1761 to 1772. He died at very young age. He was very efficient Peshwa. He recovered quickly from the loss of Battle of Panipat. He rearranged the collection of Chauth and Sardeshmukhi. He gave military power to Maratha regional lords such as Sindhia of Gwalior, Holkar of Indore, Bhosle of Nagpur, and Gaikwad of Baroda. He appointed Raghunath Rao as regent, and he was known as the think tank of Maratha. But in 1772, Madhav died, and after his death, Maratha plunged in greater crisis. And according to J. N. Sarkar, Maratha did not suffer as badly in Battle of Panipat as it had suffered from the death of young Peshwa. After the death of Madhav Rao, Narayan Rao, who was Madhav Rao's uncle, and Raghunath Rao, who was the regent, started fighting for the post of Peshwa. Raghunath Rao had support of English. Therefore, 1775 there was a treaty in between Raghunath Rao and British, and the conditions were: first, Raghunath Rao was recognized as Peshwa. 2,500 British soldiers were placed for security of Raghunath Rao. Third, two ports of Maratha, Salseet and Basin, were handed over to British. After this treaty, Raghunath Rao killed Narayan Rao, which resulted in huge chaos in Maratha states. In this situation, Maratha statesman Nana Fadnavis appointed Savai Madhav Rao as Maratha Peshwa. He was the son of Madhav Rao, and he was very young at that time. So Nana Fadnavis became regent and constituted council of 12 members known as Barabhai to carry on the Maratha administration. Treaty of Surat was presented to Governor General Warren Hastings. Warren Hastings rejected and sent Colonel Upton to revise the Treaty of Surat. Subsequently, a treaty was signed named as Treaty of Purandar. By this, I am concluding my video. If you find my video interesting, kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.